Hello students, as we have studied about both intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors separately, so now in this video we are going to sum up all those facts and differentiate between intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors in some major points. So the very first point, that is difference between these two semiconductors, is intrinsic semiconductor is a pure form of semiconducting tetravalent crystal, while extrinsic semiconductor are semiconducting tetravalent crystals which are doped with either pentavalent or trivalent impurity. So the first difference is these are pure tetravalent conducting crystals, while extrinsic are impure tetravalent conducting crystals doped with either pentavalent or trivalent impurities. So this is the first difference. The second one is the intrinsic semiconductor, since there is no impurity added, so its conductivity is only because of the thermal energy. So the conductivity in case of intrinsic semiconductor is low. They have low electrical conductivity, while extrinsic semiconductors have high electrical conductivity. Point number third, in case of intrinsic semiconductors, there exists valence band, there exists conduction band, but there is no state in between them. So the number of permitted energy states between valence band and conduction band is nil, while in case of extrinsic semiconductor there are permitted energy state of impurity atom between valence and conduction band. There is a state of impurity atom which lie between valence band and conduction band in case of extrinsic semiconductor. So in case of intrinsic semiconductor, no allowed energy state between valence band and conduction band, while in case of this extrinsic semiconductor there is a permitted or allowed energy state of impurity atom. This is the state of impurity atom between valence band and conduction band. This is the third difference between intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor. The next difference we have is the number of free electrons in conduction band is equal to the number of holes in valence band in case of intrinsic semiconductors. So in case of intrinsic semiconductors, electron concentration and hole concentration is same. So number of electrons, this in conduction band, is equal to the number of holes in valence band, while in case of extrinsic semiconductor, this number of electrons and number of holes are not same. If the extrinsic semiconductor is of n type, then number of electrons is more than that of holes, while if that extrinsic semiconductor is of p type, then the majority charge carriers are holes. That means number of holes is more than that of number of electrons. So that it depends on the dopant or the impurity what we are adding to make an extrinsic semiconductor. So that's why the fifth difference actually related to that only. The electrical conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor depends on temperature, while in case of extrinsic, it depends on temperature as well as the dopant or impurity concentration. The concentration that we are adding to that semiconductor, that also matter. So the fifth difference we have is that in case of intrinsic semiconductor, electrical conductivity depends on temperature, while here in extrinsic semiconductor, this electrical conductivity depends on temperature as well as the dopant or impurity concentration. So these are the major differences between intrinsic and extrinsic type of semiconductors. That's all for the video. For further videos, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.